Hi friends, and welcome to another fascinating edition of Socially Distant. And despite the fact that some people call me the Space Cowboy and some call me the Gangster of Love, you can call me Brian Noonan. Well, I hope you had a great weekend, or as good a weekend as you can have in these pandemic times, because yes, I don't know if you know this, but the pandemic is still happening. The virus is still out there. Cases are growing day by day. Isn't that good news? Yeah, I thought it was all supposed to disappear in the summer, right? The heat was going to come and the virus was going to die, and then maybe we'd pick it up again in the fall. Well, the virus is not listening to anybody. The virus is doing whatever the hell it wants, which is making our lives a little crazy. Now, judging from social media, I would think that the virus is gone because I'm seeing pictures of people vacationing, they're on beaches, they're going to Disney World, they are having a wonderful time. Not me. No. I'm trying to stay put. I limited myself, and I am limiting myself, but right now I'm waiting to hear from a friend of mine who, when I finally allowed one person to come to our house, we sat outside in the yard, socially distanced. He, I know, has been very conscientious about how he's been interacting with other people. The day after he was here, for a couple hours, again, sitting in the backyard, at least 6 feet away from each other, never coming into contact, called and said he was sick. And he's had 2 tests. The first one came back negative. He's waiting for the results of the second. So based on that, I'm never letting anybody else in my house again. Also, I didn't want to do anything this weekend because it was incredibly hot. I don't know if you hear the dog barking in the background. She's outside. Something must have struck her fancy. She loves to bark when anybody comes near the house, so pardon me for that. But I'm going to keep going. Because it's, like I said, this weekend, crazy hot. We had heat indices of over 100 degrees here in Chicago. I know that's happening all over the country, but it was crazy. I tried not to go outside because all the weather monkeys on the TV and the radio were warning me that if I went outside, I would immediately burst into flames. I tend not to always believe the weather monkeys because a lot of times they are wrong. However, this time they were right. It was hot. The very few times I ventured outside, I thought I was going to just melt. And not in the Wicked Witch of the West way, just in the big guy creating his own gravy kind of way as he walks around. So this weekend we did what we've been doing a lot during the pandemic, and I'm sure you have too. We watched some TV. Now, prior to this, we would watch TV. We had things that we recorded, but we seem to have spent an inordinate amount of time during the pandemic watching television. So we started binge watching or catching up on shows that we had not seen before. Here's what we've watched so far. We watched Bosch on Prime, starring Titus Welliver, a police drama. Very good. I think there were 6 seasons. We watched them all. Then, once we were done with that, we dove into Breaking Bad. Everybody had told me what a great show Breaking Bad was. Turns out, everybody was right. So we watched all Breaking Bad. Then we watched the movie that went along with Breaking Bad, El Camino. It was okay for what it was. It wrapped up this final storyline of Breaking Bad. That's fine. Well, what do you do after you binge Breaking Bad? Then you go into Better Call Saul. So we watched the 4 seasons of Better Call Saul that were on Netflix, and then in a panic, I actually did what I swore I'd never do. I paid $15 to buy season 5. So now we are all caught up. I don't know when Better Call Saul season 6 is coming to wrap that story up, but it can't come soon enough. We also watched Goliath on Prime with Billy Bob Thornton. So now we are done with all our binge TV shows, and I need some suggestions for new shows to watch. So if you have any, go ahead and give me one. And don't suggest, hey man, stop watching TV, because I can't. There's no way. TV is my vice. TV is my mistress. I love TV. I will always watch TV. But I've also started reading more too. I'm almost to the end of Kitchen Confidential with the late Anthony Bourdain. Yes, I know, very timely reading. But a book is a book and reading is good. So Ed Asner told me when I was a child that reading is fundamental. So now we got to find something else to binge watch. Just another first world problem during the time of COVID. Here in Chicago, we got some bad news today that things are rolling back. The mayor has decided that because COVID cases keep climbing and our positivity rate keeps going up, that she is going to roll back some of the openings that had been in place. So bars that don't serve food starting Friday can no longer have people inside. They can serve outside if they want, but they can't. Gyms are now limited again to 10 people in a class, so they're rolling back. Restaurants and bars that have food licenses, obviously a restaurant would have a food license, duh, but now they have to roll back. They can still have people inside, but only 6 people at a table, not 10. They still have to stay at the 25 to 50% occupancy that they were doing before, and no personal procedures like manicures or shaves or facials can happen. So instead of things getting better, they are obviously getting worse. Much like my hairdo, the progress is not favorable. I don't know what to do about this. I'm going to keep harping on wearing masks. I'm also going to keep harping on businesses who do not enforce the mask rule. I want to ask you this, and please leave your answer in the comments section below and let me know about this. Are you starting to avoid businesses that are not enforcing the face covering rule? The reason I ask this is last night we had a taste for some gyros. So I went to our local place, and they have signs all over the door, all over on the inside. You must wear a mask, must have a face covering, have to have it over your nose and your mouth. All the employees were doing this, except for one who had his mask under his nose. Now, if I'm the boss, I'm telling that guy, cover your nose. But then as I'm standing there waiting for my food, a man comes in with his mask under his chin. He was with his wife, presumably his wife, his lady friend. She had her mask on correctly, covering her nose and her mouth. This guy did not. And the man at the cash register, the manager of the restaurant, did not say anything to him. So now I came home and I talked to my wife and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to be going there anymore. So I'm wondering from you, do you support businesses that will not enforce their face covering rule? I don't think I'm going to. Do I judge? Yes. Do I judge businesses more harshly? Yes, duh, because you want to stay in business and we want to keep patronizing you. But if you're not going to take our safety into account, screw you, pal. There's a lot of places for me to send my money. Send my money, spend my money. Doesn't matter. You know you're not getting it. All right, we had to start the week on another rant. But again, if you have any suggestions for new binge watching, let me know. And let me know what you think about these businesses that will not enforce their mask rule. I gotta go. There's so many things to do today. I'm going to fixate on my hair, as I always do, and then who knows what else. But the point is, it's Monday. We get to start a whole new week, and we'll see what's happening. As always, I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, do whatever it is that you do here on YouTube to keep things going. And until next time, stay safe, stay masked, stay socially responsible, and as always, stay socially distant. Bye.